Hey guys, Curtis Alexander. How does pregnenolone help your brain? In this video, I'm going to talk about that, including some options for supplementing if you decide to go that route. But first of all, what is pregnenolone? What's it doing in your brain? Well, first of all, pregnenolone is considered our master hormone, meaning pregnenolone can basically be turned into any hormone we want. That includes testosterone, stress hormones, aldosterone, on and on we go. However, there's a couple of things that you have to have in place for pregnenolone to be produced in your body. A few of those are vitamin A levels. You need to have plenty of vitamin A, natural vitamin A. But you need cholesterol. You need good thyroid function. You need T3, the active thyroid hormone. So sometimes people, when they don't have that, they may notice that they start to have brain side effects. That could be ADD, anxiety, those sorts of things. And interestingly enough, if somebody supplements with pregnenolone, a couple things you'll hear is that they feel very relaxed. They feel level, they feel calm. And so what's going on is pregnenolone is critical to being able to help your body produce energy. Well, why is that important? Because your brain uses a lot of energy. It is the most energy consuming organ you have. So without healthy pregnenolone levels, you probably are going to have these signs and symptoms of poor brain function. So can pregnenolone help? Absolutely. Couple things going on. First of all, I already touched on pregnenolone can help you produce healthy hormone levels. Those are also good for brain function. Pregnenolone can be anti-inflammatory. A lot of people don't talk about that, don't realize that, but that is definitely the case. And then finally, multiple studies show that neuroprotection, brain plasticity, the ability to think, those sorts of things. Also, it's helpful for memory. So there are definite benefits to pregnenolone. Now let's hop into a more important question. What in the world is going on? So the most important thing, we touched on this earlier, is your brain requires a lot of energy. When pregnenolone is produced or you supplement with pregnenolone, it's going to help your mitochondria. Now, mitochondria are present in almost all your cells. They're basically the engines of your cells. So like the engine of a car, you put gas or diesel in a car, it converts that gas or diesel to energy. The engine does. Mitochondria basically do the same thing in your cells. So any fuel that you take in the form of food, assuming it's the right food, you're going to produce energy. Pregnenolone helps your mitochondria do that. So you're going to experience more energy. Well, people will often ask, if it's producing more energy, why do these people say they're feeling calm and relaxed? Because it's kind of that ADD thing, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Why would it help people relax? Because when you're not providing the brain with enough energy, you can experience anxiety. Actually, I think a lot of people with ADD have a metabolic issue. They're not producing enough energy. When you can, it allows the body to achieve a relaxed state. Because if you're not producing enough energy, your body has to go into a backup stressed response, relies on these stress hormones to produce energy. Hence, you're going to feel some anxiety, those sorts of things. So from an energy productive perspective, pregnenolone is critical. We already talked about when you're producing enough energy, you will see decreased stress. You'll see decreased cortisol levels. And what you'll see is a decrease in fatigue. The other thing that goes on is it's going to help your thyroid function because you can start to quell some of those stress hormones. We talked about earlier, you need healthy thyroid hormones to actually produce pregnenolone. And the other thing, there's an anti-aging component. This, I would say in general, most younger people are not going to need or probably shouldn't be supplementing with pregnenolone. But as we get older, we see a lot of people who see a decrease in pregnenolone, the decrease in DHEA, which are a couple of hormones that we equate to aging. When these go down, we see an acceleration of the aging process. So those healthy pregnenolone levels are important from an anti-aging perspective and from a brain health perspective. Now let's just talk about, does it make sense to take pregnenolone? I have a separate video on this. I'd encourage you to go watch that. If you and your doctor decide it makes sense, I would personally use a pregnenolone powder. A lot of the supplements out there, I'm not a huge fan of, but there is one that's a powder form. I'll include a link in the description. I would start at the lowest effective dose, obviously, and that may mean more of the 50 to 75 milligrams, and you can move up from there based off how you're tolerating things, how things are going for you. Obviously, step number one is to approach it from a dietary perspective. However, that can take some time and experimentation. So in the meantime, it may make sense for you to supplement. It can go up from there. I've seen people taking 300 milligrams pregnenolone. Not that I would recommend that out of the gate at all, but they do fine with it. So your mileage is going to vary. That's probably would be my starting point. Again, I would do more of a pure pregnenolone powder. So let me know in the comments, guys, if other video topics that would be helpful for me to cover. Also, go to my website, grab your free checklist. I talk a lot more about natural alternatives to help you look and feel better no matter your age. So go check that out, and I'll see you in the next one.